What's up, everybody? Welcome to Book of Rhymes. My name is Donwill, and today we have one of the most important groups of all time, Straight Up and Down. They started a bunch of this shit, did a reason a bunch of this shit sounded the way it sounded, and without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Black Moon. I got Evil D, I got Buckshot, 5FT on the way.
Yeah. Evil D, 5FT, Buckshot, the BDI MC.
Yo, what's up? How y'all feeling, man?
Feeling good, man.
You know what I'm saying?
We in the house with the Don.
Yeah. You know? I appreciate it. That's my new nickname from now on, the Don.
The
you know
Don.
what I'm saying?
That's it, man. We feeling good though, man. It's like, you know, again, I mean, I love the atmosphere. You know, Book of Rhymes, you know, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm that guy, man. I'm straight to it with the fluid. So I'm loving it, man.
Where so on this podcast we basically talk to groups and people who, you know what I'm saying, who have classics and bodies of work that, you know what I'm saying, are important to the culture and vital, and just kind of get a deep dive into what the atmosphere was like when you were making that album. I know you were 18, you know what I'm saying, probably younger than that when you were writing it. I know you were like 20, 21.
We were just young, just like that.
Yeah. So like, let's just get into it.
You can see by my facial expression on the album, I was definitely somewhere else.
You know what's funny? Like I was watching the videos and shit, man. We're not that far apart in age, and like I was watching the videos and just remembering when I saw it. I'm from Ohio originally, and remembering like watching it on TV, and like for some reason it never registered that we were around the same age. That like when I was watching you, I'm like old as fuck in my mind. You know, not old as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, of course.
But you were
when you're in junior high school and like and the 12th grader come around, everybody's like, "Yo, come on, man." This neck, come on, man, get out of here. You in the 12th grade, B. You like you like old as fuck, B. Like old as hell. Like nobody want to chill with you.
And I'm gonna touch on it a little bit more later, but I think a part of that was because, you know, like you took the helm of so much business responsibility, like early. I'm talking about like before cats were, when cats were trying to figure out what they wanted to major in college.
Yes, sir.
You were like, duck down, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
sir.
Which is insane. It's again, I was going through a lot of shit, like preparing for the interview, and I'm just like, man, this
loving to see, man, I was there. Like, I got a chance to see a lot of people's growth and development, put like that. Like, I'm talking Jay-Z, you know, on stage, like, going through, like, MCs giving him the minutes on stage to freestyle, and him murdering it. You know what I'm saying? Like that those things are monumental, like, to me. You know, I mean, times where, you know, Clark Kent came up to meet to us and asked us that was like historic for us, because we look back on that and be like, yo, remember that time when Hov, you know, came on stage and was like, yo, could he get a few minutes to rhyme, you know what I'm saying, to the crowd, and murdered it, like talking, bodied that mic. So, and it's like, wow, you look back and be like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we didn't have Instagram back then to capture that type of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool that we have things like this where we can get those stories out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, how did you guys link
Black
up?
Moon met with, through the essence of 5FT. Yeah. Again, Five is the string man for Black Moon. You know what I'm saying? I was on one end on the streets, just doing a whole bunch of stuff. E was the actual real producer and a real DJ. So, and Five was like the dancer that brought me back to the set of as far as dancing, you know, because my man had got locked up. A friend of mine that I was going out of state as the classic story, you know, goes like, and I never glorified that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So. So my man here got locked up, and Five was like, well, you know what? Let's just keep going. And he brought me to Evil D, and I was like, wow, like, yo, wait. Listening to E's production was like going, wait. So this is not from like people on the radio and like real people, like producers and stuff. Like, I never had that opportunity before. I'm like, wait, so you, the guy who's making what I'm listening to, murdering it right now, you know him?
No, I am.
And and Five was like, yes. And then from that point, he brought me to E.
So you were a little bit older, but first impression when you met Buck, you know what I'm saying, like met Five. I'm assuming you knew Five since he brought you up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what it was, I was doing a talent show at my old high school, and, you know, Five was always dancing. Five was the dancing dude in the school. He was always dancing around. Always had headphones on. And I was like, yo, you need to be in this show. He said, the only way I could be in this show if I could bring my mans who I'd be rocking with. And I said, all right, where's he at? He said, yo, he don't go to the school. I was like, don't worry about that. We'll get him in. As a matter of fact, bring him to my crib today. And he came to the crib with Buck. Buck walks in my crib. First thing he says is, damn, you got a lot of records. And, you know, then I was playing some stuff for him. And Buck was like, yo, but I rhyme. I was like, word? All right, well, let's work on this music. Let's work on the talent show. And then after the talent show, let's work on this music thing. And from the music thing, the whole Black Moon thing evolved.
So what were some of those first demo songs you like? Did any of that stuff make it onto?
No.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But the closest you could get to that time is somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
Of us in the is it the record store? That obviously.
Oh no, yeah, that's
record
out.
store.
That's out.
But there's another one where I don't know how,
Yo.
but there's something else where like somebody caught us going way back, and I'm talking like Evil D used to rhyme. Right?
Word.
So,
Y'all
yeah.
hold up. Before we even go there, I'm gonna let y'all know something.
Yeah.
I know when it's also time to quit.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is, yeah, I used to rhyme back in the days, but I felt I would be better utilized doing music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Buck and Five, they the rap dudes, and they nice with it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fall back and concentrate on this production thing, so that it ain't like we all trying to fumble and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But there are stuff out there with me rhyming on it.
So you know,
I hope you will never find it.
Go to the internet.
I hope someone finds it and erases it on purpose.
So there's not like a garage band file from like the last 6 months.
Nah.
That you just kicking a little freestyle to your beat to
Nah.
record?
Yo, there's stuff that I've been hearing stuff. I be like, oh snap, where did somebody find that?
Yo.
You know, you'd be surprised,
Yeah.
man. It'd be crazy. Like I'd be like, wow, yo, like just you'll hear something from back in the days.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Cats are starting to digitize all that shit that wasn't like,
Yeah.
like those VHS and cassettes. They're starting to like slowly convert those that catalog over to digital shit. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know, the stuff I was rhyming on, that was 4-track stuff. And I still have the cassette somewhere in my house. And if it ever shows up, it'll show up on Duck Down.
Okay.
Because like my whole thing is like, you know, the little European labels be calling me like, yo, you have any Black Moon that is not released? I'm like, nah, Duke, if I'm gonna release it, why am I gonna give it to you?
Right.
When my business partner in Black Moon owns a record label.
Exactly.
So why give it to you when I give it to him and get paid off of it?
You know who called? Dave Mays called me.
Wow.
Shout out to Dave
Oh, wow.
Mays. Yeah, he's doing the hip hop museum. But we was reminiscing about the unsigned hype. Remember when we first got in? Yo, it was like when Black Moon first got into unsigned hype. It was like to be able to go to somebody, right, and say, yo, when you go to that newsstand right there, I'm in the magazine that's in that newsstand. That was a whole, and a lot of people don't know that story. That's the reason why I said it, because people don't know the fact that we was grinding that hard. I'm talking before, you know, the record, anything, label, deal, whatever. We was grinding, and getting into the unsigned hype was one of those examples of one.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The first magazine we was in as a group was Word Up. Word Up magazine.
Word.
Yep.
Word
Word
Up.
Up magazine.
Word.
We had a write up in Word Up, and yo,
Yeah.
yo, it was great. Like
Tell us, I mean,
our hustle game was bananas.
Yeah, because I wanna.
this before me. This before all of that.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get to Nervous? How did you end up there in terms of like signing a deal with them first?
Well, Chuck Chill Out. Shout out to Chuck Chill Out also. He's a real famous, legendary DJ.
Yeah.
And Chuck wound up seeing us at a show that we did.
Yeah.
And so the show was about to close down. And I went up to Maria Davis, you know, rest in peace, and I said, And I was like, please, just give us one shot. And she gave it to us. I was like, E or 5 in it. So we went up. We had that one shot, and we did. I believe it was Act Like You Want It.
We did. We did.
What?
I did a DJ routine.
Word.
Then we did Feminine Hood.
Feminine Hood. Word.
Which is a record that never came out. It's the record we got signed for,
but
it never came out. We did this song called Feminine Hood. It was kind of like a gangster bitch type record.
Okay. I was going to ask what
that's
what was it about. Okay.
And
like a gangster
bitch
type.
I would throw on Who Got the Props instrumental, and Buck would kick a freestyle.
Right.
And that'd be it.
So when we left the club, we was leaving the club. We just heard somebody going, "Yo, knapsacks!"
Yep.
Yo, knapsacks! Because we was always, you know what I'm saying, knapsacks, kept book bags with us. So I turned around, and it was Chuck Chill Out. And I was like, yo, what the hell does this dude want, man? And I'm like, yo, man, Five was like, yo, let's just go check out. Yo, hold on. Five went and kicked it with him. And and Five came back and was like, yo, he should just take his car. And I was like, and long story short, I wound up calling him. He told me he was with Nervous. Got up with him, brought us stuff to Nervous. Mike called us in. Mike asked us to do give him an example of what we could do. We wound up doing the show for Michael White's owner of Nervous Records right there. And he was like, yo, I want to sign you. I want to do it.
Wow.
Yep.
So that kind of, I'm trying to wait for Five before I start going into like the album shit, but it's kind of leading me there. So was Who Got the Props one of the first joints y'all had ready for the album? Because you said it was already, you had the beat, he would perform freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle over it, but he never wrote Who Got the Props to it, because what it was, remember I said we had a record called Feminine Hood.
Right.
We had,
which he smiles every time you say that.
Yeah. And I'm laughing at where we wrote Who Got the Props.
Yeah. So what happened was, my brother at the time was cool. Still is. He's cool with everybody. He's cool with Q-Tip. Like Q-Tip gave my brother the name Mr. Walk. And like my brother knew all the hip hop cats, like all the Queens hip hop cats, because he worked at the Music Factory in Jamaica, Queens, which is outside the where the Shirt Kings was at.
Yeah.
Coliseum, that's what it's called. Yeah. So we was leaving from somewhere, and we bumped into Q-Tip and Large Professor. And Large Professor was like, yeah, I just did this song with this dude Apache, God rest his dad. This song with this dude named Apache, and it's called Gangsta Bitch. And it's about how girls, da-da-da-da. And when he said that, I was just like, yo, wait a minute, So I called Buck on the phone. I said, yo, Buck, man, I got some bad news, yo, da-da-da-da-da. So Buck was like, yo, we got to figure something out. And, next thing you know, Buckshot calls you up. Yo, remember that beat you made with that dun 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 dun? Like one thing with Buck, let me tell you about Buck. This dude, I'll give him a beat. This dude keeps everything. Like this is the dude that'll call me up and go, yo, remember this? And put the cassette, and I'm saying cassette today.
My mom's is a hoarder.
Yeah, like Buck would go, yo, that beat you made in like 1906, and he was like, yo, that beat that you made, let's rock to that.
Word.
And I think we went to Chuck Chillout's house, right? Yeah.
We went to, that's why I was waiting for him laugh, because we went to Chuck Chillout's house, and me and Five is sitting on the floor, like near Chuck's joint, and Chuck had a roommate named Nolan, and Nolan had like he was cooking burgers at the time.
This dude would always make a fucking burger.
And when I'm talking ghetto burger, I'm talking ghetto, like
what's on the white bread?
On the white bread with the metal thick giant, like the thick ass frying pan.
Yo, I bet that shit was delicious though.
I don't even.
We ain't eat
it. Like all I remember is the sink full of dishes.
Yeah.
And you know the small white sink from back in the days, the little small one, but it's piled up with dishes.
Yeah.
It was like the whole experience was just funny. And we sitting down, me and Five on the floor, we writing Who Got the Props, and next thing you know, when we wrote Who Got the Props and we recorded it for we had no idea it was gonna get that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit got huge.
We didn't know. We obliged and appreciative to everything, but we didn't know that it was gonna get so big. It used to play on Tasty Tuesdays, like R&B days on Video Music Box, and that's when I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then how many MCs, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, the singles were crazy. So when did you know you were working on Enta Da Stage? Was it like when you were writing Who Got the Props, when you were Five were writing that joint? Was that like, okay, we're working on the album right now, or y'all still just kind of figuring out what you were doing in terms of like
I think we had like maybe 3 or 4 songs done. We did on 4-track in my house of pre-production. And I think after Who Got the Props,
wait a minute, hold up. You were doing all these, like, you were tracking everything to 4-track.
Yeah.
So, oh shit.
Like, this is what we would do. Yeah. We would, until we started really working on the album, what we would do is we'd go to my house and we would do the pre-production demo. And like when we did Who Got the Props, it was a pre-production demo of Who Got the Props. You know what I'm saying? And Buck sat there. Buck said the rhymes, where he said the rhymes. I laid the scratches. Like, we did the record on 4-track. Then what we did was we went to the big studio and redid it again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And by the time we went to the big studio, we knew exactly what we wanted to do. It wasn't no, yo, fuck that, we just gonna hang out and this and that. No, we went in and we did work.
Yeah.
And we did that for Who Got the Props, Act Like You Want It, A Powerful Impact, and I think it was Niggas Talk Shit too. And everything else we did in between D&D and Calliope Studios.
Okay.
You know, like, but we did a majority. Like, Calliope was cool. Like, you know, we at the time I didn't know about studios. I didn't know. All I knew was Calliope was where Native Tongues was doing their stuff, and everybody was talking about Calliope as a dope studio. Little did I know Calliope was the studio that you went to because you got cheap time late at night. And believe it or not, that's why part of the reason why Enta Da Stage sounds the way it sounds. Because Calliope, like, you know, back in the days when you used tape, you had to do alignment on the tape to make sure that the tape, you know, make sure that the levels are right.
Yeah.
Calliope never did that ever.
Oh, so it was like a happy accident.
Yeah, it was like everything was recorded loud and it was recorded distorted, and you know, but at the time, it worked out for us because that's how music was kind of sounding.
Yeah, well, honestly, in my opinion, like, y'all predated a lot of stuff that in turn sounded kind of not similar, but like you shaped a sound. Like it kind of brought this grit and grime into things.
Yeah.
Like a lot of albums and artists that followed Enta Da Stage that came out with shit, and there's like a through line. You know what I'm saying? Of like how it's a feeling. You know,
the movement was like, yeah, we had a good time, and the movement was early, and it was just back to back. You know what I'm saying? Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, Helter Skelter, Boot Camp, Brooklyn, bringing the style, bringing Thames, bringing camouflage, like the whole, you know, DJ, real DJing, like, you know, being in the studio, being with your family, being with your friends, bringing the around the way vibe, because everybody thought that you had to be on some contract and, you know, telling your family I'll be back. I wasn't allowed to, you know, that whole vibe. We broke the mold. We just broke the damn mold.
Yeah.
We
like,
did.
Like, one thing I want to say before we forget about it, the sound of the album. As I was saying, if you listen to Brand Nubian's first album, you listen to De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. You listen to Black Sheep's. No, Black Sheep, they recorded it, but they didn't mix. Like, but if you listen to those albums, it's the same sound. It's the same exact sound. Like Brand Nubian's first album, same sound of Enta Da Stage.
Swift, Balls Head Swift.
I gotta go re-listen because I'm hearing all of them in my mind. I think I know what you're saying.
It's the same quality.
You know, you're hearing the sound. I know it's like sound versus product. Like I know, he's not saying the same exact style, but I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, the same sound quality.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Because they would again, we didn't have Pro Tools, Logic. We didn't have a lot of the things the way people, you know, have them now. So they are. You may that. It's another reason why you may hear things, but that should sound same.
Like
it sounds similar. It's always gonna be that when there's one source pushing out the reason why we sound the way we sound.
Like the same way like an MPC has a certain sound to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little like a fingerprint almost.
Yep. And you know the good thing about that album, which I also tell people, is like, yo, B, like the work that we put in. You know, this was our first official studio album. Something we was doing. It wasn't like we had help. You know what I'm saying? We went in and we just did what we do.
So you were learning. You said you didn't know much about studio. So like y'all were pretty much just learning how to make an album and how to be in the studio and like like how much of a how high of a learning curve was that for both of you, for you as a writer and you as a producer? Like, was it a struggle, or was it kind of like, you know what I'm saying, you got right into the groove after a couple?
We got right into the groove. Like, when we did Who Got the Props, I had an argument with the engineer. I mixed that record myself because he wanted to mix it his way, and I was like, no, this is the way it should sound. And you know, trying to be funny, he said, well, you know everything, you mix the record. And I actually sat at the board and mixed the record, and he was like, yo, you really mixed that record, like, really? You know what I'm saying? And you know, my whole thing was I always knew what I wanted to hear, but I just didn't know how to do it until I actually sat at that board and did it. You know what I'm saying? And like from then on, it's like, you know, even with Buck, like Buck went from rhyming holding the mic to the mic hanging. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like we all learned different. Like when you record a record, it's different things you have to do. It's not like a live show,
right?
You know, and we had to adapt, and we adapted like I can't even snap my finger. You know what I mean? We adapted quick.
That's why it's Into the Stage. You know, we knew that we knew the journey was just gonna start right there.
Right, and like even the title itself, like I remember thinking Enter the Stage was about like just being on stage rapping, but it's like this stage in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The stage of being Black Moon, Buckshot, Evil D. Like it's almost like entering a different lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Everything
like,
you could think about of what that title sounds like, as far as Enter the Stage of. You know, that's why you Into the Stage of the you hear that.
Yeah, Into the Stage of the Buckshot show.
It's basically saying, like, there's gonna be a long journey, and you're gonna see those stages manifest itself right now.
Yeah,
that's a good word, because on Buck 'Em Down, you pretty much laid out the blueprint. 1998, They Couldn't Wait, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of manifesting on the album. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to the lyrics and like really think about what's happening, you were speaking a lot of shit into existence.
Yeah, and you saw what my vision was seeing.
And I gotta go back to you as an 18-year-old, like as a young guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how were you like imagining this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like what were you using?
The thrill of the
push
kill.
your pen.
Like, you know, just knowing that we're not gonna fail. This is for real. As the general, we have a mission that we gotta complete. I have a large responsibility. You understand? As a person that can see that and can feel a large part of that and gotta put that into effect. A lot of those things became the quote unquote. I won't say the thrill of the kill, but I'm gonna just say like the food of everything. You know, like, you know, I would really fuck your head up, man. Like, for real. It's like the thrill of the kill. When I go to business meetings, when I go to different things, that's kind of like the thrive point.
Okay.
You know, that's the one thing that keeps me going. It's like, yo, man, I've had a lot of people come. And a lot of people go, and time is going on, time is moving on, and what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? What you want to do? You really want to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this shit then.
There was a sense of urgency, like you could hear it on every song. Another question that I had about from a lyrical standpoint: did you freestyle any of the album? Like in terms of like, were you wrote everything, or like did you go into sometimes just like vibe the fuck out and just flow?
Everything was kind of that vibe anyway.
Yeah.
A large part of it was me being a way that it was just me. It was like we came up in the era where you had to be unique.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like we came up in the era where, and that's not the down this era or the down. I never like to sound like that guy, but truth is truth. It's the truth. In my era, if I came out, in my era, if I came out right and I sounded like, I don't know, Naughty by Nature, like motherfuckers would throw a rock at me and kick me out of the bed. So I had to reach within myself and find the most comfortablest place to floetically express what was in my mind.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And I did it at the time the way I had felt. And at the same time, people wasn't being so floetic, right? They weren't being so floetic. So for me to be floetic and be a hard nigga, well, people was like, it was real different. Because I wasn't knocking nobody. I wasn't knocking singing. I wasn't knocking not singing. I wasn't knocking, being floetic, not being floetic. It was just, you had to be unique, and that was the most unique space that we, because when you Evil D's production, a lot of jazz.
Yeah.
You understand? So you listen to the jazz, and then and you hear that production, and then you like, yo, if I came up in the 60s or the 70s, this is how I would have been expressing myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's definitely like this the album has a vibe, a crazy vibe. And I wanted to know about the vibe on two specific songs in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Shit Is Real and You the Man. Like, I asked because at the end of Shit Is Real, it's like this fucking mob scene happening. Like, it just sounds like it's like a movie. When you say he went from holding the mic to like the mic hanging, in my mind now I just see he just fucking rhyming, the mic's hanging there, and then when he's done, like the room just erupts. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what happened. Damn near everybody. It was like once we got to the point where we could like ad lib, and it was like 5 and 5. Just it was like 5. That everything you heard was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what it was we would have, like, when we went to the studio, we would invite all our people to the studio. And my whole thing was, I always told people, if you come to the studio, you came to work. So, like, the vocal booth, they was in there, they were smoking out the vocal booth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in there smoking. And I was listening to, he said the last verse of Shit Is Real. And I'm listening to it, and I was like, yo, we need like just a crowd. So like I said, y'all just need everybody to be like, hey! So everybody like that. 5, I told 5, yo, 5, just come in and be like, what? 5 came in, and I think it was a girl that was there, and he just like went straight up at her like on some, yo, what? And but he did it.
Yeah, that brown water.
But he did it to create a reaction,
right?
A genuine reaction, not on some sucker shit. And the way he did, that was one take, that's it. And he did that, and you hear me going, yo, 5, chill 5.
He's laughing. He's at the end. He's laughing. He's like, what? He's in everybody's grill. Yep. And that was back.
That's the one where he's like, "Oh, you bitch ass niggas."
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking the 40s was when I say 40s and
it was
blunts
crazy. It
was jumping back then. 40s and blunts. Yo,
it was ugly, but it was that was that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Now You the Man. Like, I don't remember. I remember making the beat. That's what I remember.
So
like Buck had I think
Havoc
Buck had Havoc and Prodigy. Gosh, dead. That's Peepers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they was hanging out at the studio, and Buck.
They were people before music.
Yeah.
Like before we got on, they were fat, like, you know what I'm saying, people. So it just for me it was funny when they came out. It was fucking hilarious. It was like, yo, this is the year of all of us as friends somehow, some way coming out. I don't know.
Did they come out? Was that Juvenile Hell that came out?
Yeah.
Before or after?
Juvenile Hell was the album on 4th and Broadway.
Yeah, but was it Like, was it before or after Enter the Stage?
Right then, like right before. It was before.
So it was like almost okay.
But what happened was they came out. The rec company didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't promote it right, and they ended up losing the deal. Now the funny thing, a side story is, we had dinner. Me and I don't know if you remember, we was in Baltimore, and we had dinner with the A&R Virgil.
Oh,
we had dinner with this dude, and he said, "Yo, Evil D, what you listening to? What music listening to now?" And I said, "Yo, I'm listening to Mobb Deep." He said, "Yo, who's that?" And I said, "Who's that? Didn't you sign him?" And he looked at me like,
the fuck?
And he went to the office to start promoting their shit. They already left the label.
Damn.
Yep.
They was free agents, and you know, when we did Enter the Stage.
And I would call, me and Havoc would just call each other at
Yeah.
the crib. So a lot of stuff I'm not even.
Yeah. There's no hard timeline on it because it just all mixes together. I know what you're saying.
And it's like, you know, that record just happened. Like, it was just like the vibe. Like, Buck had a vibe going in the studio, and you know, Buck was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this posse cut," and I'm like, "All right."
One thing I do love is how during that, Havoc mom would curse me out, right? When I used to call the crib, right?
That's a nice aside. Like,
So,
like when you like, "Hey, can I speak to Kiwan?" Would you?
I would have to say that, because if I said Havoc,
you would catch hell. You would catch hell on earth.
Yep. I would catch hell on earth. If I called that house and I didn't say his name, I would catch hell on earth. And me and Havoc would laugh about that all the time. So that for me was like, during those times, it was like, wow, just to see everybody doing, you know, like coming up and making, like getting bigger, not just having a record and it's just right there. You know what I'm saying? It was like boom, and Mobb Deep was starting boom, boom, boom. It's like all of us, you know. So it was beautiful. Look, you know, again, Enter the Stage was ill because we were on. Everybody was on major labels at the time. One, we were on a house label.
Yep, we was on the house music / dance label.
All right,
Yep.
So that's number one, and then number two, when we created Duck Down, you know, all I could see is, because you know that me walking past Drew's office, Drew Ha, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Drew Ha, my partner Krizam. So Drew was the man behind the whole movement. Like I was like, wait, this ain't making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, the brother who put us in this position got us fucked up, but the person who's putting in all the work is right there. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Drew Ha, he's one person, and he got to go through all of this, got to go through all of that, da 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 da. So, me and Drew had our own relationship because Drew wanted to rhyme.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if you teach me how to drive, I'll teach you how to rhyme. You know what I'm saying? And we went through our training method. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I was gonna make a fucked up Green Book joke, but
yeah, you know what I'm saying? We and that's how I didn't know nothing about driving at all. I mean, that was like that's all I wanted to learn how to do. It was like, if you teach me how to drive, nigga, I will teach you about the rules. He used to rhyme, and I'd be like, Yeah. I'm like, there's no highs and lows in what you're doing, bro. You know what I mean?
So I got it. So did he write his verse for you, the man?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had to ask, man.
I was like this. Like,
he bodied that.
Drew went in the booth.
Always get the pussy because I tell him that.
Now here's the crazy thing, right?
And
he went in the booth, and I'm like this behind the board, like, yo, this dude better sound good. I'm gonna let him have it, yo.
And me and let me tell you something. When I say it was like the Rocky movies for real, dog,
yeah.
I'm not bullshitting you. Like, when I say it was like, as Drew would teach me how to drive, you know what I'm saying? Because it was stick shift. So as he was teaching me how to drive, and I would mess up, and mess up, fuck, yeah, the fuck up in the car. And he's like, yo, and I'd be stop the car. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And then we would like, let's go again. And as I would drive, he's rhyming, and I would listen to him, and I'd stop the car, be like, yo, what?
Yeah, this is like a fucking movie, man. This is insane.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, what the fuck was that? Like, yo, you gotta, where's the highs and the lows of the flow? That's why when you hear this, you know, me did one of my verses, I'm like, I'm breaking it down to the highs and the lows of the flow. I was showing a lot of brothers, and that was coming up, babies at the time that was coming up under the boot camp banner, put like that. Because remember, all of this was being birthed at the time.
Yeah.
Black Moon was already Black Moon. Smith & Wesson was right behind us with the shooters. So right behind Smith & Wesson, it was the army. It was an open.
Helter Skelter, OGC.
Helter Skelter had just came at that time because it was OGC. We were so deep. And you know what I'm saying? It was so many of us.
I've seen the videos. It was a lot of y'all.
It was a lot of us. So these brothers, armies were being formed as it was triggering. Like, clack, clack, boom, Helter Skelter. As they was out, click, click, OGC's being formed. Clack, 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 boom. And right after that, Representative, clack, clack, because this one was on this person's song. Top Dog was on Soundboy Burial. So OGC's was going to get on that. Everything was just...
That shit was masterminded. Perfect.
We was coming for the industry. Like, we knew that we had a thing with majors. And it was like, our thing is, this is before Master P, this is before Rockefeller, this is before any of them. And the one thing that I always loved is how all of them would always give respect and say, that little nigga right there.
He's a smart little nigga, so he's gonna last.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this dude is a smart little nigga, so he gonna last. Like, it's just the energy of, guess what, the truth, which is still to this day right now. Like, we talk about Spotify, and ways that artists today, yo, dog, I got a cell phone. If I even tell 40 of my homeboys, if I put them onto a campaign and say, yo, our job today is to make sure Don's rates and props go up. When we get on that, it was
electric.
Back in the days, you needed a radio and a powerhouse to put that in effect. That was called a promotion campaign. Today, you could do it. So yes, it's like, dog, sky's the limit right now. Sky's the limit right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go for it. Because we didn't have that ability back, at a point in time. And it's only going to get better and better and better. I told you all the stuff you just heard me say, and like smart little shorties, like, all those things. If I was right about that, then trust me. I'm telling you, it's only going to get better, more convenient, because technology is based upon our convenience. And as long as we have times where we want to be more comfortable, shit only gonna get more better.
Man, I already know. Like, both of you guys have like seen the industry through so many different stages. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way to really fully predict what's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure you both have or the whole crew has a good temperature on what's to come for the next few years. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get to some production shit real quick. I want to say you invented low pass filters.
Not true.
I know it's not true.
What I did though, I took it to another level.
Yeah.
This is like how everybody says Jazzy Jeff invented transform from scratch. Not true, but he took it to another level.
Yeah.
Pete was doing low filters, and Q-Tip was doing low filters before I was doing it. I just looked at it and said, yo, if they should do it this way, it'll be better.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You put it to the, it's on that album. It's so noticeable. It's almost it's an aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? It's an aesthetic choice, and like it sets a crazy ass tone for like the rappers.
Yeah. Another thing was, back then I didn't know how to play bass, so that was the low filter.
Yeah, like to boost the bass levels up.
True. I'm about to say, a lot of people, we were the low end filter,
Flow and Filter dudes.
In terms of like beats and production, like did you have any say so on like picking beats, or was it just like you were feeding them beats and like?
Well, I was feeding them beats except for I Got You Open remix.
Okay.
Now here's the crazy thing: when we was doing Enter the Stage, Buck came to me and said, "Yo, this Barry White record will be hot," and we was like, "Nah, we're the beat miners. We're trying to sample stuff that people really can't find like that."
Yeah.
And one day, like Buck said to me, "Yo, man, like what's up? Like you know, listen to it." So I spent the whole day listening to that Barry White, and that's how, you know what I'm saying. But other than that, usually I'll give him something. Like every once in a while, Buck will go, "Yo, what about this record?" And I'll hook it up for him.
We knew that Enter the Stage of the album was, was hard. We knew it also was gonna have a certain fight at radio at the time. We knew. Yeah. We knew because we knew like right away people wouldn't be able to relate to how thick and how, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, we had to wrap them up. We was like, yo, listen. And we knew that we had so many flows that was damn near unused. Like, meaning like we had just entered the stage. It was like, dog, you have no idea how much stuff we got to come. So when we did, the Barry White joint and people was like, dope, it was like,
yeah. But it's like production wise, it was just like with rhyming. Like you didn't want to do the same thing that this guy's doing, that guy's doing. You had to have your own style. And I took it upon myself to, me and Walt, we created a style of doing beats. And everyone, after when we did, I knew it was dope when everybody started talking about the records. Then once I started hearing producers starting to sound like beat miners, that's when I was like, yo, this is dope. We made it. But when that happens, what you have to do is you have to elevate and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
No.
The whole thing is like production wise, like I said, I didn't want to be that dude just standing in the background. And the school that I come from, the DJ brings the music, so therefore I was like, yo, I'm the producer.
Right.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? They bringing the rhymes, I'm bringing the beats.
Word.
Word.
Yeah. So,
man.
How did you know that the album was done? Like, what was the last joint, or was there like a hard stop on production and making songs and shit?
The last record we recorded was How Many MCs?
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
How Many MCs was the last record we recorded, and I remember after we recorded How Many MCs, Buck was like, "That's the single," just like that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite joints. That's one of my favorite joints.
Oh, I heard. Good looking.
That and I Got You Open remix. That's one of my favorite joints. But like within the single, so looking at the videos, like you can see the progression of like y'all as like men. You know what I'm saying? Like Who Got the Props dancing around backpacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. By the way, I gotta say, the backpack rap movement. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like. Niggas had y'all had all kinds of shit in y'all backpack probably, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo,
survival
man.
Shit.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And you keeping it moving right now with the 2019 version, you know what I'm saying?
2019, man.
Y'all can't see it if you're listening, but Buck has
signature Black Moon, baby.
A high-tech signature Black Moon bag that can charge you. It can charge your phone. It can make you a sandwich.
Charge your laptop.
Charge your laptop. Charge your phone.
Yeah.
Charge your, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But we backpack rap, same thing. I was listening to Karis One talk the other day, and it is. I'm gonna just put it like that. It is what it is. When I say that, I mean, they always needed to categorize certain things, and to say, oh well, we need a category for the names of certain people that don't glorify certain things in hip hop. Like y'all don't glorify the money, y'all don't glorify the this, y'all don't glorify. So we need to give you a category, and a lot of times backpack rap was used to describe people who are more concerned with the culture of hip hop, and right. I say that because the culture of hip hop is glorifying everything besides the commercial side of the money, the this, the that. It's not that you don't speak on it, because that's money. Hustle is a part of life. You listen to the album, shit is there, but we don't put that we don't glorify it. You know what I mean? Because that's just that's for people who are self-conscious, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you need to do that and need to talk about that all day, damn, nigga, like that's just self-conscious. I don't need to do that. Billionaires dressed in all black, multi-millionaires have a need to impress.
That's a bar and a half right there.
You know what I'm saying?
So then, how many MCs? You know, you guys were just like, that's when it looked serious. It started to look like, oh shit, what's happening right now?
We was gathering up a lot of individuals. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know, that same thing. You know, I was put on to a lot of stuff later. Like that's what Pac was saying. As far as like the military minded, when he got out of jail, when Pac came. When Pac was starting to focus on the military-minded movement, that's what made him literally call us up and be like, yo, you know what? Why would I fuck with? I know who to call. Like I know who I'm fucking with.
Yeah, because the progression went like by the time we get to like the I Got Your Open remix is like it's a military takeover.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, like
after Helter Skelter, you look at the video, you look at all of our shit. After that, it was like, all right, now it's time. You know, Boot Camp was born, and when Boot Camp was born, and the movement, you know, the generals, the soldiers, you know what I'm saying, the lieutenants, the all of those things, when those were manifested in the music industry, which nobody really ever did, niggas ever seen that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was what made. Now now I had seen the vision of Pac saying, you know, we bringing military minded to the music industry, and Snoop, you gonna do and move this way, and I as Pac, I'm gonna move this way, and some of the soldiers that, you know what I'm saying, you have over there is XYZ, I have Outlaws and Boot Camp, and we together, they you know what I mean, they represent the East Coast, we represent the West, together we represent One Nation.
One Nation, yeah.
That's what the album was going to be about. Yeah. That's what the movement was about to be before that, you know, the whole shit went down. Man. That's what was about to happen.
As a nigga from Ohio who fucked with like Boot Camp, Amp, like, do you understand how excited I was about that shit, man? That was like peanut butter and chocolate. It was amazing. It was like, oh shit, what the fuck is happening right now?
Word up.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Word up. Outlaws Finest.
I gotta ask, how many MCs did get dissed? You know what I'm saying? Like, you posed the question, how many must get dissed? How many would you say got dissed? Did every MC get dissed? Did a handful get dissed?
A handful, man. A whole lot. a lot of MCs.
A lot.
Because you know, as an MC, when you write, and you always have like in your mind that nigga you talking about, like that rapper. It might be a concept of a person. It might not be an actual person.
See, that's the crazy thing too. A lot of people don't understand. And, you know, and then a large part of it is like the truth. Like when you said earlier, as far as like the business mind frame of me, you know, a lot was going on at the time. I had a lot on my shoulders.
I don't even understand that shit.
I had a lot on my shoulders, man. I had a lot on my shoulders. We was creating Duck Down, the label at the time, reverted from management. New groups was forming. We was getting off of an impossible record deal. You know what I'm saying? They had to get us off of an impossible label deal at the same time losing my pops. At the same time rehabilitating my moms. It was a lot I was dealing with at the time. You know what I'm saying? And being one of the first, for real, like you said, that was really going fuck later for the majors, like all the black and white, all the like I believe in myself and I believe in the movement, because all the labels that be like, you can't do this without us. It's like I was set out to show and prove to the people it can happen without the majors, and you don't have to sign, you know what I'm saying, over to be just as big as the majors. We always had independent labels. But what I did was bring in the fact that we had independent labels that could be as big as the majors. I wasn't the first independent, but as far as the first label independent hip hop that say we're gonna get as big as every other label out there, you won't be able to tell what label we on.
And what's crazy is, just as a rap fan, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know any of this when I'm like just a kid in Ohio, bumping y'all shit. But it was right alongside the major label shit. So
you know what I'm saying?
It just.
Like, we didn't have to say, oh, because it costs hundreds and thousands of dollars to get campaigns going, man. It costs a lot of money to do radio campaigns and north and south and east west leg campaigns. It's just a lot of stuff behind this industry that a lot of people think they know and they don't know and didn't get a chance to know yet. And sometimes just ask people that's behind the doors and you'll find out. But until then, you won't find out because nobody's gonna give you the information. And if you don't know what to ask for, you'll just keep dealing with the same everyday struggles, not knowing that this is why you won't get past a certain level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care what form it is. Like, you just won't know. Like, that iHeartMedia owns half the world.
Talk about it. They do.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
And the computer, the computer that dictates how many records get played and when they get played based upon the numbers dictated through advertisement will rock your world. So when you hear a person get played 40 times in 1 hour, it's because numbers dictate that. Numbers dictate that.
Yep. And you guys as listeners can trust this because Duck Down also does marketing, so he knows what the fuck he's talking about. You know,
I don't even need to do that. Just turn on just turn on the radio. If you go take a piss and you gonna hear one artist, by the time you zip up your zipper, you gonna hear that same record right after. You know what I'm saying? Nigga take a piss, flush the toilet. By the time you get out, it's the same record you heard again.
I want to get into the new shit, but I got a couple more Enta Da Stage joints. I want to hit you with a couple of your quotes from the record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, it's all good.
Get on my skateboard and do a motherfucking drive-by. I gotta ask you, do you still skateboard? Like, you were skateboarding back then? Or is that just some fly shit to say? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I how about this? I was always universal, just put like that. You know what I mean? I grew up universal, man. So I wasn't a skateboarder back then, but you know what I'm saying? I was universal, man. You might have caught me in any fucking
It's
hood,
a convenient mode of transportation. You know what I'm
You
saying?
might
Like, you
get-
can get one spot.
I
to
did
another
it
real
all
quick.
though. That's ultimately why they call me Buck the BDI, because Buck does it all.
Oh,
I
shit.
do it all.
Oh
Well-
shit! Also, I heard Black Moon was a backronym. They call it backronym. Acronym, yeah, like an acronym.
Brothers lyrically acting,
Combining kicking music out on nations.
Drop a bomb on it. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. That's crazy. Another quote. We kind of talked about this already. We talked about backpack, but booming like a speaker with my $100 sneakers, baggy black jeans, knapsack, and my beeper. You clearly have not changed.
Speaking about booming like a speaker, in a minute, he's definitely gonna be booming like a speaker. You know what I'm talking about?
All right, so y'all want this?
We want it. Let's go. Let's go.
Are you like you? You sure y'all want this?
Let's do it.
Everybody in the world, you gotta hold up. Are you sure?
Hey.
Everybody in here, because if
We
y'all
had
don't,
twins, G. Let's go.
all right. So you said what's the line?
Booming like a speaker with my $100 sneakers, baggy black jeans, knapsack, and my beeper.
All right. So
You bringing beepers back, nigga?
all right.
Nah.
So no.
I want a beeper.
All right, so check this out, right? So I'm gonna do it like this. Booming like a speaker, I would say these are $100 sneakers, right? But
Oh,
these are my hip hops. You see these Public Enemies? These are booming like a speaker with my duck down sneakers, right? Check it out. So
Yep.
these are my Buckshots right here. Now, be honest with you, I am one of the first, once again, I'm the first person. Anytime you see these hip hop sneakers right here spread out, and you see the hip hop right here, and you see the microphone right here, and you see the bottom, you see the mic, you see the mics. You see what I'm saying? You see the mics, says hip hop, Public Enemy. All right? These you can get these at duckdown.com or you get these at Official Buckshot. Now, I bought these in the game. All right? Booming like a speaker with my hip hop sneakers.
Man, listen.
It ain't hold on.
Oh,
Hold
there's
up.
more.
Hold up.
There's more.
You said booming like a what?
Like a speaker. Gotta clean that shit up. You know?
Anybody got a phone?
Here you go.
Phones everywhere.
Let me cue up something from Enta Da Stage.
What the fuck is happening right now?
I want you to give me a phone with music on it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you do it because I don't want it to seem like it's a trick.
Play some music on your phone right now.
Oh, don't. My mind is about to be blown for what I think is gonna happen.
So look.
Wow.
So you know what? What's bug though? Now booming like a speaker.
Booming like a speaker.
My Buckshot speaker.
There we go. We got mad phones out. We got it's like the A train right now. You know what I'm saying? Speaker.
It's like the one that John Gotti on. If I'm riding with wifey, it's probably the ghost. Little mommy.
They call this no Bluetooth. 2020, 2019. Buckshot Mobile, no Bluetooth. Now, the sad part is that watch how it feels and sound when I take it away from Buckshot.
How does that even work? That shit's crazy.
Strike you down in the street like a.
You got music? Hold on. See, this ain't a trick. Now here's the this is the messed up part.
Let me. Everybody, I want to test some. I want to test some shit out. Nigga, what the fuck?
We don't do Bluetooth. You know what? I'm gonna say it again. If you in a room, right, with your homeboys, there's a lot of different ways the speaker work, right? But what's up is that, cause this is we call that the A&R special, right?
Yeah.
Watch how it feel. So now, when artists, so it's a 360, right? So boom.
This shit is wild.
That's my personal joint, right? So the ones that we got coming out for sale in June, that's my personal joint. So when artists come in and they like, yo, I got some music, yo, my shit is fire, my shit is flame, yo, niggas ain't never heard my shit. Yo, I'm telling you, my shit is a banger. You know the first thing I do? Give it to me. Then they give me their music. Then I put it here. So there's no excuse at all. Now, let me tell you something. You got Instagram? Of course. So the thing is, this the Instagram killer right here. You got no fucking excuse when you go get the Buck Box, right? So check it out.
The Buck Box.
Why not?
That's just got a fly ass name. I just had to say it again.
Nah, these are our names like that. These are when you go to the site. So now people, you gotta charge your shit up. So you charge up.
I feel like I'm in the future right now. Like this shit's wild.
All of my shit is innovative, right? That's cool, but that's what I love about it is that when you watch Instagram, you won't be able to watch Instagram without the boxes no more. You can't.
No,
you can't. There's no way. I guarantee you right now, put $5, $10, $20, $100. When you put your phone on Instagram and put it on here, it's just you can't watch Instagram without. Then it's like the TV stand. You can't watch it no more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the same way you listening to music and you see how your music sound, and then when I take it off, it feels like everybody just left a lonely room. It's no different. Once I put Instagram on here, every post is just like watching TV after that.
It had a pretty full sound, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like sound volume, like that shit would work perfect in the hotel room.
Man, we talking about the mobile version, right? So you don't want to know the house version. That double decker.
I wasn't even ready for the house
version.
version.
Bullet is not a game. Yeah, that one is not. So once again, you know, at the end of the day, that's how I'm booming like a speaker. With my $100 sneakers, and my jeans ain't tight, but they ain't baggy, and my knapsack right here, cause we don't rock beepers no more.
Nah, we don't.
Those are played out.
You know,
saying the word "played out" is played out. Okay, officialbuckshot.com. That's where you can get everything.
Yeah.
But no, for real, I appreciate that though.
Nah, but seriously, my head is spinning. Like that was a lot. My nigga, you pulled out a mind-blowing speaker from a bag that charges a phone. You know what I'm saying? Like charges a laptop. I definitely wouldn't
Charge anything that needed charge.
And the other like
8,000 milliamps.
Like again, like I've seen like they have like the suitcases that charge your phone or whatever. But I've it's just dope to see you doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like a black man.
Thank you.
A pioneer in hip hop. Like
Thank
a
you.
dude that has weathered so many decades and so many eras and like still sounds like you still want to hear whatever the fuck you got to rap about. And you doing shit.
And that's for the love. No bullshit. Cause my daughter is yo son, real talk, man. Like my daughter's 12, man. My son Elijah, man. Like, come on, man. Elijah got little Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we are at that point where we're at that point. You understand what I mean? We've even reached that point now where 5 years or maybe 7 or 8 years ago, having this conversation about still being able to put out the music and fans and da-da-da-da, that was cool 8 years ago. As far as being able to feel like we got a need to prove it. Today, just do it.
Yeah.
We done reached a point in the internet where even if you ridicule me, that shit'll only last for 5 minutes. It's over.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Remember back in the days when you could rank on a nigga and it take an whole day and the motherfucker go home and all of a sudden nowadays, even if I do some dumb shit and 90% of the world on the internet get on it and be like, Buck was the stupidest nigga in the world, and they all point memes at my face and all that shit, that only lasts a day.
24-hour news cycle.
Thanks for making me famous, and that only lasts for a day. So there is no more. It's over. It's over. Just do what you want to do. Yeah. Even the whack motherfuckers recognize that they whack, and even if they recognize they good, that'll last for a second.
Can you make an app where it's like Waze, where you hear me out. Make that app, but I need your voice as a motivational speaker. I need you just telling me this shit every day. Like, just get up and do your shit.
You know what I'm saying? No, but seriously, brothers, Silk is the first, and the African is the first and one and only African developed out of Kenya mobile companies that hip hop has linked with. Hip hop meaning through me. You know, they're based out of Kenya. They're in Africa. Well, Africa's in Kenya. Kenya's Africa, but they're based out of Kenya, and they're design and developers. So they linked up with Mr. Blake, who created Buckshot Mobile, and Buckshot Mobile linked up with Verizon. So Silk, Buckshot Mobile, Verizon will bring you something June 1st.
Hey, my birthday's June 4th, so if you want to give a gift back,
I'll definitely have
you.
I'll definitely have you. But if you really want more information on that, just go to the website, officialbuckshot.com. Shout out to all my peoples in Verizon. Shout out to all my peoples in Silk Mobile. And get ready, man, for real. Hip hop, for real. We're at that point now. Why would I be, I'm going to beat down your door to get, no, but it's my son's turn and everybody. It's for real now.
And there's also an album to get ready for. You guys,
and we're doing that.
Another joint.
And that's for the love. Think about it. That really is for the love. It feels so good to be on some. That's just the love.
My nigga, because Smith & Wesson just dropped. And like me and my homeboys were just sitting around, like we group chat. My homeboy's just like, yo, man.
Only knew
this album felt like this shit is crazy. And I'm like, it's crazy.
And it's like, if you only knew how good it feel, because the vibe is like, it's not like, whoa, son, we about to get out there and all them little niggas. It's like, yo, homeboy, just do the shit.
Yep.
Show love. As a matter of fact, you know how everybody is doing the retro stuff, and what's shorty name that did the
more joints.
Can I just look at it?
Everybody's doing the what's shorty name? Nicole Buss.
I'll forget everything.
All right, I'm so sorry. Now everybody, Nicole Buss, Chris Brown, everybody is bringing back the retro sound from the '90s, and that's a love. So what I did was the mixtape that you get with the box coming up. all the young kids that I got, like Jay Moolah and Chase, and just
these are dug down artists.
Well, these are new artists, period.
Okay.
They're just kids in the street that are big into social influencing.
Yeah,
the same way we did our thing with Young M.A., as opposed to bringing them in the way we did Young M.A., we're giving them the platform. Buckshot Mobile said, I'm going to bring you guys to the mobile scene. Like, we're about to kill the mobile scene the way we did the independent label scene back
this shit
then.
Is so fucking surreal, my nigga.
So it's like, you ain't got to worry about, and let me tell you why. And I'm going to say this real life. There was 10 years ago, it was the shit to have a phone that could do this and do that and do this and do that and my iPhone and my this and my phone that does. Today, who gives a fuck what your phone does? It's not about the phone. It's about what goes in the phone.
Yeah.
You can get I need my software. I need my interviews. I need my TV. I need all the stuff. I need Instagram. I need Spotify. All this shit goes into the little box. I could care less if you give me a loose leaf paper. So it's all about ROM, RAM, and CAM. ROM, RAM, CAM. ROM, RAM, CAM. If my camera looks like, if my shit got 18 damn near megapixels in the front and in the back, you giving me mad ROM and RAM and it's a loose leaf box, let's go. Why would I care about iPhone and all of some shit? Because I don't even use half the shit that go in those.
Yeah.
I don't use half the stuff that those people are selling me for $1,000. And that's why I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got it because I need the main things. And that's what Silk by Buckshot Mobile is saying. Let's just focus on that. Fuck. Let's give you the illest camera, the best space, and the best speed. And everything else after that will be apps that you created, or apps you created, or apps you created. Like, the same way I sign independent artists, I'm signing independent app creators. Because there's no reason why these people haven't given hip-hop their own mobile lane. There is no, yo, dog, we ain't going back. You're going to need to communicate every day. And today we got 2 and 3 phones. Where's hip-hop phone at? Why we ain't got a phone?
It sounds like we have one coming.
You damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
You damn right.
Bruh, man, congratulations. Thank you for innovating that shit.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity, the place, and the platform to be like, oh, nah, hold up, Africa. Like, all these other places, now we starting to take it to a whole other level. To when you just say, now when they say it's a Book of Rhymes has gotten so big on a mobile level because they see that we need it. Now, corporate America, y'all gotta bow down. What's cracking? Y'all gotta bow down. What's up?
So, I mean, in terms of the album, real quick.
Mm-hmm. Rise of the Moon.
Is it what can we expect? You know what I'm saying? I know that you said you're in a place now where it's for the love and it feels good. Like, will that be on the album?
You better believe it.
I already know you bringing the fire, man.
What?
Shit, that new album is beats, rhymes, scratches. It's hip hop.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yep. It's like, I will say this, like, the way the new album sounds, if you love hip hop, it's definitely something that's gonna be in your collection for a minute.
Wow.
With people with short attention spans, you're gonna pay attention to this album because, one thing that as a DJ, production wise, like I produce my record, I produce my stuff for DJs.
Yeah.
And for that person driving their car down the block and they need something to bump. Like my formula never changed. It just got better with time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Buckshot's lyrics, same thing. You know what I'm saying? He got better with time. Like, we don't have what is it called? We don't have rust on us. We're not the dudes that, we just sitting back doing nothing. Like, at the end of the day, this album's gonna show. Like, it's gonna show. It's hip hop. That's all I'm gonna say. It's hip hop.
How long have y'all been working on it? Like,
a little minute. Okay. It's gonna show you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for a little minute. Yeah.
And how close is it to being wrapped up?
3 more songs.
Like mix wise. I
Yeah,
mean,
3
songs,
more
albums,
mixes.
yeah,
Because
albums.
albums recorded.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got 3 more things to mix. It's funny because me and Buck, we go back and forth almost every day talking.
Word up. Building
And
on it.
you know, when we finally got to a point where we agreed, okay, let me go in and finish this.
1 2 1 2.
Is there a DJ Evil D verse? No, I'm just
Hell to the nah.
Yeah. Spit fire on.
I'm fucking with you.
Nah, but I'll tell you like this though, beat wise and scratch wise, I'm on that album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Buck rhyme wise, he's on that album. 5 rhyme wise, he's on that album. Mr. Walt beat wise, he's on that album.
And you and Walt handled all the production?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The whole album.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And you know, it's funny because I have I've had this for a minute. I have a company called The Brand, and all we do is mix records for people. And our first project our first full project is the Black Moon album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the album is mixed. It's produced by Beatmon. It's mixed by The Brand.
Yeah, this shit is.
You know what I'm saying?
The level of innovation sitting across from the table from me is fucking crazy.
And it's funny because like how Buck does the phone stuff and all that. I'm the test dummy for, you know, like different music things like.
That audio science is what I like to hear.
And it's like with Serato sample. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the. Yo, E, how does this? You know, what should I do to that? Even with the Pioneer when they made their turntable.
The joint.
Yeah, I'm the test dummy for all that stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
That's what I do.
Little niggas nowadays.
Like, but that's what you got. Like nowadays, that's what you got to do though. Like you can't just do one thing. Like with me, I'm the music dude. I like to keep the music going. So if I can help out in any way, I'm gonna help out in any way. Beats, DJing, everything.
Why that got the booth right there? What niggas be going in and spitting? Yeah.
Yo, when I first came in, I looked in like, yo, what they got to do? I'm in the booth by yourself.
Yeah.
Yo, it's been a long time. Huh? Oh shit. Oh, you spit too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in this place spitting raw rhymes. Now I maintain cause it's your time. Look, little nigga, just keep a strong mind and you'll be on line to climb to the top where the rain drop. It's like the tears of fake rappers who ain't drop. With a sign how time fly. You was a teen with a team, now your team gotta ride. Shit. I ain't saying quit, but shit. Look, little nigga. Next year you be 50 and I don't mean 50 with me. Shorty, I can tell you where you need it now. Have a seat with these little niggas who weeded now. Wow. And show them RESPECT. Cause when the block get hot, they cop AC. Look, nobody listen when the grind is low. You start seeing fiends hitting lines of coke. I can't wake up in the eyes of those, cause I got much more to go, much more to show, much more to flow. I'm about to let them know. Oh, my man right here with the Scully, thick, hardcore, raw nigga look like a bully. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of niggas be like, he a bully, I can tell by his eyes. You know what I mean? Clean shaven, everybody in the spot. Back in the days, little chick seen Raven. Oh, my little nigga got a little bigger. We call him Eli. Got a little son, grandson, still handsome. Damn, son. You with the dog, but you are the dog.
Word up.
I heard little niggas when they get their rhyming on. So look, little nigga, let me show you something. Alright? Way hardcore OG legend. Let me show you something. Let him flow you something. Give him some hardcore shit. That all your shit. That all raw shit. That out of your mind, out of the world, out of the moon, explore shit. Door to door shit. That's mine, but you know you wish it was your shit. One love.
Man, I wish I had an air horn. Something. Pierre. Nigga. That was more than I expected. God damn. I didn't want to ask you to rhyme, you know what I'm saying? But
oh, it's all good, baby. You know how it is, man.
My G.
How we gonna be in the book of rhymes and you ain't rhyme? That can't go down. That's impossible.
New rules.
Yeah. You step up in this motherfucker in the book of rhymes and you don't rhyme.
Yeah, like, that's what I thought. Like, I said, oh, they gonna kick some verses. Okay, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? And you know how little niggas be like, I'm kicking your shorty, hitting your fuck. Yeah, the tail, telling you. Like, look, if I could just unravel some of this shit, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'll figure out a way to listen to the shit. You know what I mean? But on some real shit though, love to hip hop for having Black Moon. You know what I'm saying? In the cipher, man, because it's been a beautiful blessing and you know.
Yo, sincerely, thank you both so much for coming through and showing up for this, man. Like, you don't know, you don't know how much your music meant to me or means to me, but like I'm telling you right now, you brothers, seriously, like the reason I started rapping, straight up and down.
Yo, thank you.
It's a short nigga like spitting bars. I'm like, oh, I can see myself now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
beat wise, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? All
you.
Praises, dude. You guys, innovators, pioneers, all that shit. Tell 5FT. We'll get him on the next go round. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, man. And
tell
like I
Mr.
said,
Walt.
No
Next
doubt.
go round. Yeah.
hip hop don't stop, baby. You know how it is.
And you are checking out the Book of Rhymes. I'm Donwill. Wait, before we get out of here, where can they find you on social and all that shit?
Oh, go ahead, Buck.
Well, you can find me on my social. Get me on Instagram, Buckshot the BDI, or just Buckshot BDI. Buckshot BDI. You know what I'm saying? And find me everywhere. Facebook, Buckshot. Instagram, Buckshot. And
Me, you catch me everywhere at DJ Evil D. That's DJ EVILDEE. You know what I'm saying? I'm on all platforms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and you can catch me at beatminersradio.com.
If you want any material, my email is info@officialbuckshot.com. So if some people want to link up, because a lot of people be like, how the fuck do I link up with this dude? People was hitting me up trying to figure out how to do features and all this stuff, and I'm like, just info@officialbuckshot.com, and you know what I mean, that's how you can get me.
Word, you're listening to the podcast, you're listening to the Book of Rhymes, so you don't need to know how to find us. You know what I'm saying? We're right here.
Right there, baby. Book of Rhymes. You already know what it is.